Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike It, the show where we play every roguelike in history. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpier
Start off with that, you.
and Monkey Senior.
Hello.
We're here to talk about our very first week of Moonlighter. We're running our own store, adventuring in the dungeon, exploring Renoka, doing all sorts of getting pets. There's a lot of stuff that's changed since I played this game last.
Oh, really? Was the whole egg thing? Was that not in it when you previously
Absolutely
did it?
not. No, there's a ton of new stuff in this game now. So
Those eggs are great.
yeah, there were
I have the slime one, I guess.
Okay, I have like the flying claw thing because it goes and picks stuff up.
Wait, what? Hold on. You could take your eggs out of the weird ranch thing?
Once they hatch, yeah, you can select them.
Yeah, I've got like 9 of them and I've never once taken any of them out.
Oh yeah, go up to the doorway and it'll give you the list and then they'll be your little helpers. Yeah,
I literally have like pretty much every enemy from the very first dungeon in baby form and still haven't done that.
I love what I really love about making this show is that we get these like school ground moments where it's like, hey, did you know if you could do this, then it unlocks that? And it's like, no, I didn't. Why doesn't the game tell me? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Roguelikes. So who wants to go first here about Moonlighter? Who has some hot thoughts about
I'll go first. I'll go first because I want to categorically state that the combat in this game absolutely blows.
It's not great. I get what they were going for, like this kind of deliberate attack speed, but I had the same complaint when I first started it, that your damage upgrades make such a difference because the faster you can kill enemies in 3 attacks to get like that double damage third hit, the better you are, so you don't have to recover from it and roll and do all that stuff. It just brute force seems to work the best.
Yes. I have another complaint I will pop off the top here, but this one is not directed at Moonlighter. This is directed at Boston.
Okay.
What platform was everybody playing on this, by the way?
PS4.
PS4.
Okay, PS4. It's available on Game Pass. I didn't know that at the time. Great. I'm playing it for free, quote unquote free.
Great.
Hey, Boston, have you checked the achievements on this game recently? Boston?
Yeah, it sucks.
What do they all end in, Boston?
What's the what?
What, achievement-wise? Not trophy-wise. Achievement-wise. They all end in 12, you monster.
Why would they do that? No!
Every single one ends in a 2.
Okay, so I now have another achievement/trophy related gripe with this game, because when the game originally came out, the trophies weren't broken, but they were complete BS. Whereas like you've seen the trophies where it's like kill 1,000 enemies in this dungeon. That wasn't cumulative. You had to do it in one sitting. If you saved and exited, it would reset back to 0. And it's just like, why? What?
I'm just going to do some research on this while we're on the show here, so don't mind me.
Yeah. Any other complaints?
No. My main one was the combat, to be honest. Like, the achievements is just like, cool, great. So this means I'm 100% playing this game to completion. Thanks, Boston.
Right.
Including the most infamously of all glitched achievements, which is get all of the other achievements.
Well, I won't blame you if you get your score to 0 and then just say like, I finished it. Wink. I still think one of Moonlighter's greatest strengths is its gameplay loop. I feel like you're in the dungeon for just long enough to fill up your packs and do like the Tetris of, once you get to the second floor of the first dungeon, you start getting the ones with the curses on them. So you're like rearranging your pack to make sure that these ones go home right now and these cheap ones duplicate into something that's more expensive. And then once you get back to town, I feel like you're running Moonlighter for just long enough so that when you're sort of done doing that, it's like, all right, the day's over, you got your stuff, upgrade the town, upgrade your stuff, get back in the dungeon. Like, that loop, the day-over-day loop, still feels really good in this game.
Yeah, it's genuinely, like, I will give the game credit where it's due. that loop is a solid loop, like a real solid loop.
Yep.
Like it's genuinely a good feeling to be like, okay, especially when you unlock, because it took me a while to unlock the second teleportation thing you get.
Yeah, the portal thing.
Yes.
Yep.
And it does the whole portal back to town and portal back to the dungeon on the same floor, but then it respawns all of the enemies, I believe, without respawning chests.
Yep.
Like, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of this risk reward where it's like, you can farm this floor. Like, if you got a bunch of really great drops, you can farm this floor, but you're not going to do it for free, and you're going to have a little bit of risk here.
Yeah.
Probably some of the best pixel art I've seen in a really long time. Like, the frames of animation for stuff that kind of, in a lot of games, wouldn't matter. Like, the big tarp that's on top of Moonlighter has, like, way more frames of animation than it really needs to. But the whole town looks really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, looks-wise, it looks pretty solid.
Like, just curious, what weapons are you guys using?
Sword and board.
Large sword and spear, because I hate the shield with a passion.
Yeah,
I was wondering because I just made the spear, and then I'm just using that, basically only that.
Yeah, I keep the shield around because of, I think you run into them in like the second or third floor of the first dungeon, those rolling boulders where as soon as they smack into something, then you can hurt them. Your shield will accomplish that as well. So you can sort of just tank them, hold up your shield, and they bounce right off of that, and then they're right there for you to damage. How far did you guys get? I finished the first dungeon.
Yep, I did as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, finished the first dungeon and got to the second floor on the second dungeon. But also went back a couple of runs on the first dungeon to stock up on the red jellies.
Oh, for potions.
Potions.
Yeah.
So right now I'm probably doing that at the moment.
How's your shop looking?
First major upgrade done. First tier of everything on the bottom done, and all 3 town people unlocked that I can unlock so far.
Gotcha.
Yeah, same for that.
Yeah. Okay. For once, it sounds like we're all sort of like in the exact same spot, where it's kind of like, I finished the first dungeon and I upgraded the town a whole bunch this week, and I thought like, all right, that's probably a good stopping point for right now. One dungeon a week, but I forgot how much I liked this game. I still have the same problems I had with it, and I think I will still have the same problems with the ending stuff that I did last time. But I like so much of the game, especially I really love that every time you upgrade something, it really feels it's really impactful. Like, oh, my damage went from 50 to 72. Okay, cool. And you go in and you're like, oh no, now I'm one-shotting a bunch of stuff. All right, that feels really great. Like, I don't think when I played the game at launch there were the mini bosses, the ones right before the door to go down to the next floor. So it's like going in there and just swipe, and being able to 3-shot one of those guys is sort of like, all right, yeah, now I'm really starting to make progress in this. I think that feels really
that does feel good. Just like when you first find them, you're like, oh, struggling or kind of struggling, and then you come back with an upgraded weapon, you hit them like 3 times, and you're just like, oh,
yeah, well, that's right, I got that. Yeah, one of my biggest problems with the game on launch, and I haven't gone back to see if they've resolved this, and I'm worried they haven't, is when the game launched, you can only fight each boss once. So if you get back down to the last floor in subsequent runs, that room would just be empty, and you would just have to leave. So I'm sort of curious, because there are a bunch of achievements and trophies in this game for like, kill this boss without getting hit, or destroy all the bosses by hitting them with the broom as the last hit. And
no, the bosses don't respawn. You have to do that on separate playthroughs.
Yeah, they do have New Game Plus now, which is great, and I decided not to do that for this one. I wanted to start a fresh one to kind of keep in pace, but maybe I'll check out New Game Plus one of these weeks, but that's frustrating. That's a little bit. But I guess they don't want you to farm materials that much. But yeah, I'm enjoying Moonlighter again. I think I forgot how much I liked the early parts of this game, and they've been patching it and upgrading it a lot since. I'm hoping that they've kind of resolved some of the late game issues here.
Yeah,
I will say it kind of needs a better low health indicator.
Yes,
I actually got to the forest boss, and I was just fighting them. I had full potions, and I did not know my health was like 2.
Yeah, it doesn't like flash or anything.
I had all these potions, and
I could have lived. That's a really good point. Yeah, because I feel like in most games, I don't think you need to do the Zelda thing where it's like bleep bleep, all the time. But at least have the health bar flash or something when you get under, 25% or something. That's a good point. Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts here for Moonlighter?
No, pretty good so far. Enjoying what I've played so far. We'll definitely be continuing to play this as it's like you said, genuinely it's got a solid loop. It's not the best loop I've ever played in a roguelike, but it's definitely like a good. Yeah, I could do another run.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got to go back and sell some stuff. Selling is fun. Busted thieves in your shop, hoping for some rich patrons. It feels pretty good. Yeah. All right. Well, that's our first week of Moonlighter. So we'll see you all next run. Bye.
See ya.